Welcome to Sports Talk New York. I'm your host, Matt Palizzi. All right. Hope you all are having a good day out there. Because, yes, it's definitely a good day. All right. So, we're going to go right to baseball. Maybe I'll do a different one for football, but this is going to be a baseball one. Just to pretty much get everyone caught up on the standings and everything that's going on in the world of baseball. So let's go to the standings real quick. As you can see, my New York Yankees are back in first place by a half game, but they're still there. Baltimore's just a half game back, and then Boston's 6.5. And after that, I don't really care. Next, you got Cleveland, who by half a game has probably the best record in the American League at 71-49. Then you have Minnesota about 3.5 back, and then KC 6 back. Then you go to AL West, you got Houston up by a game and a half, and that's about all that really matters right there. All right, so then you go to the National League, you got Philly 69-50. 6-game lead on Atlanta, and yeah, not even really that close. You got Milwaukee about 7.5 up on St. Louis. Yeah, no one else really cares about the rest of that division. And then you have the Dodgers at 71-49, 3.5 ahead of Arizona, 3.5 ahead of San Diego. And after that, it really doesn't matter. So 71-49. Let's see. Yeah, so Cleveland and the Dodgers are pretty much tied for the best record in all of baseball right now. And then right behind them, the half game back of them, are the Yankees. And I'm going to keep saying this. This is pretty amazing where the Yankees have put themselves. They're still in a fight for that division, but after that huge 2-month just losing nonstop, they somehow still are just half a game back of best record in the American League and best record of all of baseball. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's go to the wild card standings. And right now you've got, obviously, Baltimore, Minnesota, and KC with the 3 wild card spots, and then you got Boston in game back, Seattle 2 back, Tampa Bay 5.5 back, and we'll just stop there because Detroit's not catching anyone. Then we'll go over here to the National League, and you've got Arizona, San Diego, and Atlanta as your wild card leaders, and you got the Mets just 2 back. San Francisco, 3.5 back. St. Louis, 3.5 back. Cincinnati, 4.5. And then we'll stop at the Cubs at 5 back. So yeah, that's your updated standings. Now let's start with the Mets and see how the Mets have done. See how they're doing. Let's get to the schedule. All right. So let's just kind of go back a week, and we will go all the way back to about the 4th when they were playing the Angels. So we'll start at the beginning of August. They won, then they lost, then they lost, then they won, and they lost, and they won, they lost. Well, they got swept by Seattle. So yeah, they're lost again. They're actually on a 4-game losing streak right now. And the last time they won back-to-back games was last week when they had back-to-back wins against Colorado. So yeah, they haven't been playing this past couple weeks here. Haven't been playing that great. They look like they're a little under 500 if you kind of look at it from August 1st. It's let's see, don't mind me, I'm just doing some counting here. Alright, so, yeah, they're pretty much under 500. They have won 2, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, they have 4 wins. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they're 4-7 in the last 11, 12 games here. Not good. Definitely not good. They were quite hot for quite a while, but I guess it was time for them to cool down. But they got some big games coming up. I mean, they just lost to Oakland, really. One of the worst teams in the league. You better get it right. And you got Miami. You got some teams here where you can get it right. So, beat Oakland tonight, beat Oakland tomorrow, and then take care of Miami. Because after that, you've got a tough schedule with Baltimore, the Padres, Arizona. Yeah, you've got some tough series coming up, Mets. All right, so that's the Mets. Now we'll go back. And we'll go back to the Yankees and see how they've done over the last few weeks here. And same thing, we'll go back to the beginning of the month. They lost to Toronto, then they took 2 out of 3 against Toronto. Then they split a doubleheader with the Angels. And then, so they lost 2 out of 3 to the Angels. Then what did they do with Texas? Why is it not coming on? Oh, they had another doubleheader. They had another rain out. That 9th was a rain out on Friday. And then they split a doubleheader again with Texas, and then they won. So they took 2 out of 3 against Texas. And then they got embarrassed Monday night, by the White Sox. Probably the worst team in the league ever. 12-2. And then last night, they bounced back off of Soto. Soto beat the White Sox. Soto had his first back-to-back trifecta. He had a 3-homer game, which helped the Yankees to win 4-1. It was amazing. And now they got the White Sox tonight. And then their schedule gets a little bit easier here because they've got the White Sox right now. Then they got Detroit. Then they get the big series against Cleveland next week. Then they got Colorado, Washington, St. Louis. I mean, they got some so they got some big series coming up. Mainly Cleveland. The rest of them, yeah. So, all right. So that's kind of your updated stance on the MLB and what's going on with the MLB and the Yankees and the Mets and the wild card standings. So that's pretty much it for this version of the Sports Talk New York podcast. Hope you all enjoy it. See ya.